Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have finally finished Theo, and as you saw from the title, I added 2 new characters, and I also finished Kira's base. Now, before we actually get into this video, I hope you guys liked last one, and just like my videos from last week in general, because I just really need the views and stuff like that. I only have like 36 subscribers now, which is kind of crazy. Because I've been stuck for this for like over 3 entire months. So let's try to get some more subscribers, guys, if possible. Also, I want to try and add Dio onto the workshop for a boss fight moveset. So if you guys want to see that, then I'll try to add him onto the workshop. That being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so I added a few things to Dio since he's probably finished this time. I had a cool little picture thing. I added music. I also added new spawn animation. I added this move, and it isn't really important necessarily. It's just a simple pose that you can do. I have finisher to Dio's second move, which is road sign, as you may know. For some reason, my graphics are tweaking out on Roblox. I use now for some reason it didn't show, but I'm using like, you know how like some people use head splitter as a finisher option. I tried using that for like as you can see, that's literally the finisher that I did. Dio has an air variant for his first move, which is essentially and then Sharp Good Beat got an air variant. Doesn't really change for this air variant, except I think it's a bit more range. So I did kind of increase the range, and I also increased the for some reason it doesn't hit whenever it's in the air. You can't also aim it in the air, which is really strange. I don't know why that is. The fourth move is Road Roller. Now this one actually revolves around time stop, as you can see. It lasts time stop for seconds, and you essentially just crash it. That's mainly it for Dio's like move changes or moves that were added. I added passive, and I also kind of reworked the world because there were some things I want to change. Since I actually did test it out with the Ultimate Gamer, and there were some huge things that I need to change. I changed one of the animations, the ultimate animation, the alternative animations you can have. I also added this little square thing to show when time has stopped, and there's also a clock that's around, and it always like it just stays there until time stops. Essentially, it kind of just disappears mid-second. I might change that. I'm not exactly sure if I want to or not, but yeah. Let's move it for time stop. Likewise. You can, because originally you can burst out of the world if, like, say you get, like, attacked by someone else and someone uses the world, other than the person who just attacked you, you'll get burst. So, I made sure to change that. So, we're going with that. I also added a cool passive to Dio. Since he is a vampire, I mean, obviously vampires regenerate. We already know this in the anime and stuff like that. So I added this passive, and I'm gonna add this like every, like, say I make like the Pillar Men or just like Vampire Dio. I'm gonna probably add this healing feature where it just like makes them heal faster than an average person. And as you can see, it heals like way faster. It gets you like at like green HP by over 10 seconds. So yeah, that's mainly it for Dio. It was a pretty huge update, and I gotta say Dio is officially finished for good. let's get on to two early access characters, and then we'll talk about Jira, aka Nail Clipper. Now, Jotaro, I decided to add him because, like, why the heck not? I mean, I was planning to already originally add two early access characters. I just didn't really know which two I want to add. But I feel like Jotaro could be a good pick since I already finished Dio, and why not I bring, like, Jotaro in the mix? Because, like, then I could, like, say I want to make a video where it's, like, Jotaro versus Dio. I could do that. Now I have Jotaro. So yeah, you have an additional pose, essentially. And since the iconic stand type meme, well, they have the same stand type thing. I kind of made Jotaro's M1s the exact same as theirs. So yeah, they're. And you might be thinking, like, oh, what about, like, the donut hole M1 finisher for Dio? It's the same thing for kind of Jotaro, but instead it does, like, the cranium, like, the skull crush that Jotaro did on Dio. So, yeah. It's a bit bugged, but I feel like it's pretty good. That's mainly, it for, like, finisher-wise, because I haven't really added that much for finishers. I did add a special and, like, free moves, as well as the ultimate, the world. Speaking of the world is the same thing as the world for Dio's, but instead it lasts for 5 seconds, meaning that you have a short range and a short amount of time to actually do time stop, which kind of sucks. But either way, the special mainly is like stand boost, where you boost your stand up to the sky. I think he did this in the OVA, which is kind of the reason why I did it. I can't really show, like, the range of this because of the sky up there. So let me go and move up to this testing area. As you can see, it reaches pretty far. There's an air variant for it where it just does the exact same thing, but instead doesn't have a startup. And if you actually land this near someone, they actually get flamed far away because of it. So, yeah. Now, Jotaro's barrage is just like normal, like any other, except just like how I like did the world for, like, Dio's version of the world. For Jotaro, his barrage is about, like, at least accurate to, like, the anime and manga, how it says that his stand only reaches to 5 meters. So I decided to decrease the size of the hitbox range. Though the after hit, like this, like after the hit thing, after when he lands that final punch, is the exact same size as any other punch from a stand. So yeah, nothing really changed. And there's no finishers for the Aura Barrage, though I have 2 moves I do in a showcase because they're not, like, the same thing as his first move. Start finger is just I didn't want to get a finger mesh because, like, why would I do that? I don't want to sense. I guess it kind of fits Jotaro. His third move is Whirlwind Block. It's essentially just like what he did against Enya and her stand, where he just sucked up the stand because it's just made out of air. But instead, it kind of has a unique thing, like does a huge wind blast. It pulls your enemy in and it blasts them away. And whew, let me tell you, if you are in, like, an area full of debris, it will, like, kind of just, like, tweak out. Let me show it. Let me show. That's how far it goes. And, like, the area over here, boom. That takes off half an entire line. I think I might nerf the third move or just nerf Jotaro in general, because he's pretty OP in my opinion. You just gotta get used to him and also get to close range. Because in order to actually like do good damage, you have to like kind of just get to close range, which kind of debuffs Jotaro. He's more of an aggressive type character. So yeah, that's mainly it for Jotaro. I do want to showcase the world though, so here it is. It's the same thing as the normal world, except it's blue and it lasts for 5 seconds. I also kind of changed the domain expansion thing, whatever. So yeah, that's mainly it for Jotaro. Let's move on to the next early access character. Alright, next, this one, as you already may know, is Josuke Gashkata. The reason why I made this was because, like, I don't know, I kind of like Josuke's power and ability and the way he uses it. There are two cool things about Josuke. One is his hair. You have like a cosmetic attached to your head, which is his obvious hair. So yeah, don't make fun of it. Otherwise, you might end up like the finisher I'm about to show for number 1, the first move. Anyways, the special allows you to essentially heal people. So in order to do it, you have to rather land your last M1 on somebody, or your 2 or your first and second move. That's the only way you can actually heal somebody. So yeah, and then before I actually get into the moves and the finishers and the pose, I'm gonna show the pose real quick because it's not really important. There is a passive called Unbreakable Diamond, and what it does is essentially just heals you at 10 HP. Also, I also plan to add music for like every character, as you're seeing from like someone like Dio and Josuke. I also added music to Kira's kit, which I will do later once we get to him. So yeah. As you can see, I'm getting healed when I get damage close to like 20 HP. Now let's get on to his first move. It's the normal barrage. The second move, bearing shot. It's just bearing. I kind of just took a bullet mesh and let's flip around with it. His third move is body build, and just like how Kurushi has his own toy mechanic, I wanted to do the same thing for Josuke. So yeah. And then for the special, it kind of just works the same as like Kira's, and the time limit for like for every time limit for every status move, it's gonna be 5 minutes. I mean 5 seconds. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna show you the special. Once you get hit or whatever, you can activate your special, and it can heal the enemy. So yeah, which I wouldn't highly suggest. But say you're like fighting with somebody, fighting against a team or whatever, and like you need to help your friend, you just heal them. It's pretty easy. Now, that's mainly kind of it, though I did add a finisher to Josuke's first move, which in my opinion is kind of just Yo Angelo, though I couldn't find a Yo Angelo mesh, so I just kind of did this. Kind of just turn the enemy into a rock with that like Chad face, that Roblox Chad face. That no longer exists. So you can see there, turn the enemy into a rock, and they just die. So yeah, that's mainly it for Josuke's kits. Like I said, I'm planning to add music to every stand, like a soundtrack thing, if they have one. So yeah, let's move on to Kira. Kira, nothing really changed for Kira. Well, everything did change. I added a second move. The second move has a finisher. I added the third move. I added pose. I also added, just like how you can see like the little star thing for when you heal somebody with crazy diamond. You also get the same thing for Kira's Killer Queen. It shows a time limit on how much once the star disappears, you no longer have the ability to activate that time limit. So yeah. The second move is essentially just the face slam you did on Koichi. The third move is Lucky Coin. Essentially, it's just a bomb trap. It has no finisher, though it can be really good to trap enemies in, especially if they don't see it, which is pretty hard to see since there's a little thing. But it lasts for like at least 50 seconds. So later on, this thing will disappear, and the coin will be visible, which will be kind of dangerous on people in winter halves, which could then get them in harm. So, these two do not get special variants, only these two. So, yeah. That's kind of just a huge warning. I added a finisher to the second move. Kind of just a reference to when Kira blew up that one random guy on like the train station, and then Hayato saw. The hell is happening? I think I'm stuck. Okay, that was strange. Let me showcase it again, because I wasn't looking at my screen or whatever. That's strange. Sorry for the lag. Let's use it. As you can see, I'm just walking stuff like that. That's mainly the finisher. As you can see, I also added music to it. So I added a pose, really just a pose like the rest of everyone else's pose. I haven't added ultimate yet because I haven't figured out what I wanted to do for the ultimate. I want to do Bites of Dust. The Bites of Dust is a bit hard to do, and I want to stay accurate to the anime. So I'll try to figure that out, but Kira might take a longer time to finish than the rest of everyone else's kits. So yeah, that's mainly it that I wanted to showcase in this entire thing. Hope you guys liked the video. If you guys want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.